Hi there, Aries. Welcome back. All right, guys, let's get into this. Don't forget to click that like button, subscribe if you haven't. Just know that this is an all Aries channel. Guys, I'm going to be taking off some readings because we're coming to the end of the year. So if there's any that you would like for me to keep up, then let me know. But this would be a good time to watch all the old readings in case you missed any of them before I start deleting. All right. Spirit, give us a clear, concise message here for Aries. So we have balance being the first card out with the Seven of Sticks in reverse. It starts off with tranquility and you having a chance to finally let go of your guard. But it looks like you're dealing with somebody around you who's immature. Could be a water sign. You might be dealing with a Cancer, Pisces, or a Scorpio who's very immature. This is a very immature energy. And then we have the Death card coming out next with the Fool card. So there has been a drastic change in your life here or with this person. But I do feel with the Fool card and the Knight of Sticks, Aries, your energy is coming out like you had pure intentions with this person. We do see the Seven of Sticks coming out in reverse with the Lovers in reverse. So it makes me feel like this person did something that they shouldn't have done. They did something because they're immature. But we're going to dig deeper. Tell me more about the Page of Cups in reverse. It freaks me out when the cards do that. They just flip out. Like, here it is. It's like Spirit's like throwing it in my face. Like, here, this is what happened. You know. Oh, goodness. We have okay, so yeah. We have the Chariot in reverse and the Hierophant in reverse. So this could be somebody that you were actually married to and now you're divorced from. This is somebody who was never a committed type of person. They weren't committed into this connection with you at all. Actually, this person was on a whole different lane, I'm hearing. Like you were in your own lane and this person was somewhere else. God only knows where this person's mind was. But apparently this person is upset because, you know, they didn't have any control here. And they sure do wish they did, right? They were out of control. I'm hearing this person was definitely out of control. They wish they had control. So, Aries, I'm hearing that this person was one big disappointment. One after another. They were a huge disappointment. I'm also getting that this person was not just immature, but they also had very unrealistic expectations of you or unrealistic expectations of what marriage is and what they have to do or what their part was in the relationship. So it's kind of like they wanted to fake it. They wanted to fake being committed or fake, yeah. Okay, so that's what I'm getting. This person was faking a lot. This person could also come across as though they are religious. They are not religious, okay? They just know how to play that part, but when it comes down to it, there's no spirituality with this person. I would even go as far as to say that this person could be an atheist, okay? Nothing wrong with being an atheist. I'm not judgmental or anything. I'm just saying that for confirmation so nobody attacks me in the comments. But this person could be an atheist. I don't see them having very much of a moral code. This person hurt you a lot. There was a lot of trauma here. We do have the Three of Blades and the Lovers in reverse and the Tower. So that's a lot of trauma There was a lot of trauma here. This person's carelessness caused a lot of trauma for you. It was like every time you turned around, this person was doing something, was up to something, and they caused a lot of trauma. Hmm. What I'm getting is, though, is that every time this person caused trauma, it was like they just ignored it. That's what I'm hearing. They just ignored it. Like, as though ignoring it would just make it go away, even though you were suffering. So, this is something that was going on during the time you were with this person. That's what I'm hearing. And then they would act like nothing was wrong. And they wouldn't acknowledge your pain or your suffering that you were going through. That's what I'm hearing. They wouldn't acknowledge it. They wouldn't, yeah. See, if they acknowledged it, then they would have to take responsibility for it. And this person didn't want to take responsibility. And that was a big issue with this person. I am hearing that for whatever reason, this person was constantly questioning things like it's coming to me, but I'm trying to figure it out. Like, they were always questioning things. Like, maybe you had expectations of them, right? You had some kind of expectations about them, or you were expecting something. Like, maybe you were expecting them to, like, take out the trash or something like that. And this person was constantly, like, questioning traditional roles. Like, why do I have to cut the grass? Or why do I have to wash the dishes? You know, things like that. Oh my goodness, the wind is blowing hard, guys. Okay. Something like that. Like, they were constantly stressing you out and hiding things. They were constantly hiding things. So what I'm hearing is that this person always made it seem, so when you were dating this person, for you who was married to this person, okay? That's another thing, guys. Just take out the parts that don't resonate with you. So if you were not married to this person, just take that part out, okay? But what I'm hearing is that when you first got together with this person, they made themselves appear very capable of doing things. And they might have even gone out of their way to do things for you. But as the relationship went on, all of a sudden, they couldn't do things. And then all of a sudden, they were incapable. And then they would start questioning, like, well, why do I got to do this? And why do I have to do that? They wanted to change the relationship, like the dynamics of the relationship, but like in the middle of the relationship. They didn't do it at the beginning, because if you had known what you were stepping into, you would have never gotten with this person, right? You would have just like gave them the cold shoulder if you knew what it was going to be like 5 years down the road, 10 years down the road, or something like that, right? Or even a year down the road. But this person, they wanted to hide things. They wanted to keep secrets all of a sudden. And probably, I'm going to just say it, probably even had you in a third party situation, because we do have the 3 of coins in reverse. So that very well could show that this person was hiding a lot of things from you. But what I'm hearing is that you were always left in the dark about everything. So this person appeared to be making up the rules as they went along. And the rules always changed according to what was fitting for them from one moment to the next. So Monday it might be this rule for the house, and then by Friday it was a totally different rule because it didn't suit them. The same rule on Monday didn't suit them by Friday. So then Friday they had to change. So you were gaslit and criticized for not being able to keep up with this person. Wow. That is crazy. You were like living in a crazy house. Seriously, how could you put up with that? That is insane. And I'm hearing that this person was trying to punish you. Oh, constantly trying to punish you. Can y'all hear me? My mic moved. I hope y'all can hear me. Um, I'm hearing that this person was constantly going out of their way to punish you by dimming your joy. The things that gave you joy in life. Like, it could be the simplest things, like hearing the birds sing outside. Or it could be something as simple as, you enjoy car rides, maybe. Okay? It could be something so simple like that. And this person would deliberately go out of their way just to suck the joy out of your life because they were doing wrong, and they feel like they needed to punish you for their own wrong because they didn't have spirit in their life. They didn't have any guidance in their life. And a person that doesn't have guidance in their life can become a very angry, spiteful person. And I feel very strongly that that's what you were dealing with. But you're all about peace and harmony. And you have this love, I want to say, for peace and harmony in your life. You might have Sagittarius in your chart, by the way. Okay? But you don't have to, guys. But you do have this youthful energy, because I am getting with that Fool energy, that's very youthful. You like to be spontaneous, I'm hearing. You enjoy the outdoors. You might like to just take chances on things, try new experiences. I also feel with the Fool card coming out that you had rose colored glasses on because you never had dealt with anybody like this before. You never had this experience of, or rather, not experience, but understanding, I would say, or knowledge of what gaslighting is. Because this whole thing about gaslighting and all this stuff and manipulation, these words that we're hearing nowadays, right? Just 15 years ago wasn't words that were well known. Wasn't a word that people heard a lot. Or if excuse me, this person's making me stutter. They don't want me to say this, but if ever, right? Because I can guarantee you, 5 years ago, I never heard of what a narcissist was. Actually, I think it was the first time I heard of what a narcissist was like 4 years ago, 4 years ago, something like that. Had no clue what gaslighting was, had no clue what trauma bond was. I had no idea, right? You could be the same way. Like, you had no clue. You had no idea what you're dealing with, but you were hoping for the best. You're like, okay, all relationships go through little periods. Everybody goes through their own little issues. So you were just like really giving this person the benefit of the doubt. And you were trying to stay your old bubbly self. That's what I'm hearing. You were trying to stay intact. I hope that makes sense. Because that's what I'm getting. Like, you were trying to stay intact. You were trying to keep everything in control. Like, you were trying to keep everything heading in the right direction or trying to direct things in the right direction. But what I'm hearing, Aries, is that every single time you did this, every time you were trying to make the house happy or fulfilling or bringing joy into the house, this person in some way would ruin it and just suck the life out of you. Because that's what they were doing. They were sucking the joy out of your life. And it's like they were punishing you because of their infidelity. They were punishing you and blaming you why they themselves had no morals, no, ethics in their life, no direction in their life. They were expecting you. This is where that unrealistic expectations is coming in. Like they were expecting you to come in and just like fix them, and you were supposed to fill them in and like completely be unhuman. They were expecting you to be unhuman. That's what I'm hearing. They were expecting you to be like God. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like you should have the power of God even though they don't have it themselves, but they were expecting you. That's how unrealistic this person's expectations of you were. And then they turned around and tried to blame you and falsely blame you. And for one of you, I'm hearing falsely accusing you of being the one having secrets and falsely accusing you of being in a third party situation. You're the cheater. So they were like totally turning things around on you. Gaslighting. That's what that is. That's gaslighting. So this person changed. And for one of you, I'm hearing that this person changed like practically overnight. It's like, who the heck did you marry, right? You married a stranger. And that's for one of you. For another one of you, you got together with a stranger because who this person was and what you saw of them when you first met them is not the person you ended up with. It's like, how the heck does that happen? You probably felt like you were in the movies, right? With the wolf man, right? The one that he's a man one minute and the next minute he's a wolf, that kind of thing. You know what? There's a little gnat that just flying around. You know what that means, right? Well, if you don't know, it means that you were dealing with a very demonic spirit. There is a demonic spirit here, and they don't want me to talk. It attracts flies, even though that's a tiny little gnat. But anytime you see that in a reading, it's because you were dealing with a demonic spirit. This person was going down. Because I see them without God. Like, no God in their life. No belief in God. No morals. They were just going down. Their whole life has been spiraling down because they don't know how to connect with spirit. How to connect with nature. How to connect with, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't know how to have that fulfillment the way that you do. You appear to be a person who could stand on your own and you can literally fill in your own cup because you could see the beauty in the world around you. You don't need somebody to point it out to you. You can go out and see the beauty. You can look at the sky and see beauty in the sky, even though you have seen it every day of your life, right? You know how to fill your own cup up. That's why you're coming out in this reading as balance, okay? Because that's you. And if you notice, he's holding his own cup and he's filling his own cup, right? Even though I'm saying that you have that ability to fill your own cup, find pleasure and peace and harmony and create this around yourself, and you have that ability to comfort yourself, and even though you have these abilities, it doesn't mean that you're not human, you know? So it's like this person wanted to come in and just bring you down. They needed you to meet them at their level. So that's why they needed to hurt you. It was their way of bringing you down to their level. Because, see, when they brought you down to their level, if you had gone out and cheated, then of course they would say, oh, see, this is the kind of person they would be like, oh, yeah, Aries has been cheating since day one. You know what I mean? But, of course, you didn't do that. You didn't lower yourself to this person. You didn't lower yourself, and that's what they wanted. See, that is actually what they were expecting. They were actually expecting you to lower yourself and act like them. They wanted you to match their energy. They wanted you to be secretive because they were secretive. They wanted you to be cheating because they were cheating. They wanted you to be critical because they were being critical. They wanted you. People will treat you, let me tell you, and this is true. People will treat you the way they want you to treat them. And I know people get mad when I say that, especially toxic people, but it's true. They want you to treat them the way that they are treating you. I know it's twisted. It's like, wait a minute, what? They want, you know what I'm saying? When you think about it, it's like, wait a minute, what? Yeah, because then it gives them an excuse to be a shitty person. You know what I mean? So they really do. They really do want you to treat them the way that. Because if you think about it, now just think about this. When you give somebody a gift, right? You give them a gift because that's your love language. Most Aries' love language is gift giving, right? You give them a gift because you're expecting them to treat you like that. Does that make sense? You give them the gift, right? That's your love language, but not that you're expecting them to give you a gift back. No, but you are expecting some kind of, let's see, how do I say this? You're expecting some kind of reciprocation of that love in some kind of way, whether it's touch, um, a nice word or card. It doesn't have to be extravagant, right? But we treat people the way that we want them to treat us, right? Okay. It took me years to learn that, actually. It took me a lot of years. And you know what? I think this little demon has invited another friend because this one looks bigger than the last one. I don't know what that means, actually. I just saw another gnat flying around and it was actually bigger than the one that was here a minute ago. I don't know if that means this demon is coming closer to me because I'm reading their energy. I'm not sure. It could be. But anyways, so this person, it's like they accused you for you who got accused because they wanted you to accuse them. It's weird. I know. It really is weird. But this person they wanted you to treat them the way that they were treating you. So they can have an excuse because they just didn't want to put the work in actually being a human being, a decent human being. They just really didn't want to do all that work. It was too much. I hate to be the one to say it, but it's true. It was too much work for them. See, yeah, and they were so unhappy. they were so unhappy. They're miserable. That's why we say misery loves company, right? And it's so true. What is this? Well, the first card out we have is the Emperor in reverse that came out with the Nine of Cups in reverse. So I'm getting somebody who wanted to control. They wanted to control it and spread unhappiness. But at the same time, they wanted to make it very difficult for you to move away. See, they understood that you couldn't handle that negative emotions. Yeah, this person knew this about you when they first met you, that you could not handle negative emotions. That's what I'm getting, because that's why it's coming out. Otherwise, it's coming out as the Eight of Cups, right? Because it was the emotions that was really pulling you down. And they knew you couldn't handle the negative emotions. If it wasn't that, then it would have came out as the Six of Swords, but it didn't. It came out as the Eight of Cups. So that means that even though this person didn't know that you were an empath, they instinctively knew you were an empath. They just didn't know what they were dealing with. So, because this tells me that, like, you're very sensitive. You're very sensitive. That's why you had to, distance yourself from this person. Seeing that death card is coming out again. Somebody might have Scorpio in their chart. We have the death card twice. Okay. Now this might be for one of you. This person actually did something right when you were just about to complete a goal. Like you were just about to graduate from college, or you were just about to complete something to get certified for something. This person did something. It's like they picked that moment to prevent you from being able to move on independently. Okay? Yeah. And they did it on purpose. They wanted to make sure that you couldn't be independent. That's what it is. For another one of you, this person is coming into your reading because of, for whatever reason, this person feels like they haven't gotten that closure that they wanted. That's what it is. That's what they're claiming. They don't have that closure. They haven't gotten closure, or they want closure. It's very interesting energy. So very emotional, acting very emotional, I want to say. And they're coming into your reading because they're coming out as spying on you, watching you. They're stressed out. They're in hermit mode, so you don't see them around you. They're not causing any conflicts. And it looks like they're coming around your home, or your kids, or your family. This person's coming around you, Aries. But you don't see them. It's like they're on the outside looking in. Aries, this person could be coming around your family, acting like a mentor to somebody in your family. So not only am I getting like this person is watching you, investigating, trying to get information or draw information about you, but also they're in this energy of trying to mentor somebody around you. And it's coming out as mentor, like they want to mentor that person. They want to guide that person. But with all the energy of the Nine of Swords. You know what I'm saying? They're doing all this with that energy of the Nine of Swords. You know what I'm getting? This person's doing this, and at the same time that they're doing this, they're having intrusive thoughts. You know, it just... I'm going to try to figure that out. Intrusive thoughts. Like they're doing it and they're not trying to cause any problems. Okay, I'm going to tell you, I don't see them trying to cause any problems. But while they're doing this, there is some kind of intrusive thoughts that is going on in this person's mind. Tell me more about that. And it might have something to do with jealousy and control. Might be another one. Okay. It could also be, like the jealousy issue, could also be because of their immaturity. Remember I was saying how immature this person was and how unrealistic their expectations were? Well, it's coming out again. Like this person is very immature. And they have a very, I want to say a very unhealthy dependency. Like they want to depend on somebody, or they're trying to get that person to depend on them. I mean, they're not showing their feelings. Don't get me wrong. This person is not showing their feelings. They're not showing their true intent at all. I'm seeing this person as possibly even trying to smother somebody in your family. Because they're feeling overwhelmed with their own feelings. So they have a need. There's a need that they have that only you can fulfill. This is why this person is coming back around, and they feel like they need closure so they can like feel that need inside of them. What they need is God, to tell you the truth. This person needs to go find God. That's what they need to do. Cause it seems to be a large part of their problems has to do with that, with the lack of spirituality in their life, the lack of morals in their life. They are literally an empty vessel. And you know what? That fly, see, I just said the fly and he comes back. I don't know if y'all can see it in the camera, but that fly, when somebody doesn't have spirit in their life, what happens? All the evil spirits are able to come into that person. You know what I mean? I think that's what's going on with this person, because this person has a need. I mean, yes, they have a need to control, and not just that, but they have a need within themselves that they feel that if they had closure, quote, some kind of closure, that they would be able to move on from your energy, but they can't. And you know what it is? It's because this person is empty inside. You know what I mean? They have that bad spirit that's inside of them. It's draining their energy. See, you were around and you were that light that they needed in their life. You were that person who brought balance to their life. You were the person who was, joyful and looks at life as, the cup is half full kind of energy, right? Very optimistic type of person. They needed you. That's why they got together with you, because they needed that from you, because they don't have that in themselves. But at the same time, there's a part of them that resented you for being that way, for being able to see the world in such a bright-eyed way, right? And that's the problem. So this person is looking at you like, again, they're coming back around because they're expecting you to solve their problems again, as though the first time wasn't enough. No, this person's coming back around again, but they're not coming directly to you. They're actually coming around somebody that you know, somebody who might be, well, actually, it could be a family member. It can actually be somebody in your community or your neighborhood. So they're actually purposely coming around somebody, trying to mentor that person while they're watching you, while they're observing you. And they're trying to gather information about you and what you got going on in your life at this time. You know what I'm saying? So do be careful, because the final card here is the Tower. And it is the Lovers in reverse. So, Aries, I would be very cautious with this person. Because I do feel like this person could possibly do something impulsively. Again, they're messing up my throat chakra. This person could do something impulsively, something that could actually be dangerous, destructive. Let's go ahead and get deeper into that. By charging in. Tell me more, Spirit. Maybe charging in, or look at that. This person is going to charge toward you. They're going to be impulsive, yes, but I see them as charging toward you, taking some kind of action toward you. And that's when you're going to realize that this person has a mental illness. It's going to come to the light here. You're going to realize how severe that mental illness is. A lot of people who have mental illnesses are very able of hiding it. A lot of people can be high functioning while they have illnesses, okay? And it looks like when this person does that, they're going to charge towards you. They're going to take some kind of severe action, I want to say, with that Tower energy, like a drastic action towards you that's going to show how big, I want to say, how big their mental illness is. Yeah, you're going to see how big their mental illness is. you're going to be surprised because you didn't realize it. This person was hiding it so well. That's why they were having third party situations and secrets and things like that. Because if they are around one specific person all the time, then then you would have caught on to it. You see? So they were always causing chaos and always, hurting you, or you know what I'm saying? Like always causing trauma. So you'll be more focused on the trauma than you were actually what was going on with this person. It was a distraction. This person's been distracting you since they started doing these things because they didn't want you to know how severely sick they are. This person is severely sick. And I feel like very strongly it's mental illness. It's some form of mental illness. And I'm not talking about narcissism. I know that narcissism is a mental illness. I know that. No, this is something else. This is another. They got something else going on. Okay? Because of the way that it's going to come out. Like you're going to find out about it possibly near a church, just by the way. It could happen during church or by a church, near a church. It can also happen during the day. Could it be something that's going to happen like in the middle of the day in front of everybody? So that's going to even add more shock to what this person's about to do. Yeah. And it's going to be revealed that this person is sick. They got something going on in their head. All right, Aries, I'm going to go ahead and get out of this reading. You are definitely being advised to close your curtains. If you don't close your curtains at night, you should start closing your curtains. You should also start paying closer attention to your surroundings, especially if you see the same vehicle over and over again, or you see somebody who looks similar or wearing the same jacket, things like that. You want to start paying attention to patterns. Okay? That's what I want to say. You want to pay attention to patterns. Definitely. Because this person's about to react. Anyways, I'm going to get out of this reading, guys. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I'm getting into shopping with Ninja. That's the next thing I'm going to do here. Sorry, I use this container as an ashtray, but but I have to show the product. So I did eat that. And that is Pillsbury cream cheese frosting. We're going to do shopping with Ninja. And I'm going to attach these to the video so you can find them. We got Pringles, of course, the holiday Pringles, which I love. And I'm doing the big lighters because that lights my candles. Because as you know, where I live at, we have electricity disruptions all the time. Like seriously, all the time. And of course, everybody has to brush their teeth. Hopefully, if you got teeth, right? You gotta brush those teeth if you got teeth. And then, of course, the Jackery would be another one I wanted to show you. Because that is my little Popino. And he gets the job done. That's for sure. And that's it for right now, guys. So what did I show? I showed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 products. I need to add to it. I will be adding to it down the road. But I'm doing it this way because if you don't know, a lot of other readers are doing like candles and tarot cards and things like that. I don't want to do what everybody else is doing. Maybe I should. Maybe I should go ahead and start, doing some of that too. But I don't want to do what everybody else is doing. I want to do something different. So that's why I picked groceries. And of course, the commission is not as much as it would be if I was selling candles or tarot cards, I'm sure. But, or if I was promoting it on my channel. YouTube said that we have to show the product that we're suggesting, right? So that's what I had to do that for, guys. But anyways, if you're still here, thank you so much for joining me. Love you guys. Y'all take care. Watch your back, definitely. Okay? And you want to look for patterns because apparently this person they're around you somewhere. They're definitely around you, watching you. Okay? So you want to look for patterns. If you see somebody, following you, or if you see the same car coming around every day, or just watch your patterns. Watch your patterns. Yeah. Did you hear what I just said? Watch your patterns. Oh, right. I didn't even think of that. Yes, you want to like change your patterns as well. Okay, so like if you always walk every day at 12 o'clock, well, if you want to catch this person, continue walking. You know what I mean? At that specific time. We all have a rhythm that we live by. Like every Tuesday, we'll go grocery shopping and at this time or that time. We all have a rhythm that we live our life by, right? Because I don't know, it's just the way that we are as humans, right? So what Spirit is saying is to watch your rhythm as well. So that might be like watch how you do things, maybe switch things up, do things a little differently. Instead of shopping at Walmart, maybe go shop at Target. Or if you normally shop at Walmart, maybe order your stuff to come in instead. Just change things up, do things a little differently. That's what that means. So, anyways, Aries, thank you for being here. Y'all take care. Bye bye.